You're gonna go absolutely Bane nanas after seeing this footage. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. Do you ever feel like you're taking crazy pills and can't understand why things aren't working the way they should? I don't feel that way. I was just curious if you did. But this is an interesting moment for Darth Bane, where he's out in the wild, but he hasn't been tested in GAC yet. And I'm excited to explore that with you. It took a lot of footage. We've distilled it down into like 10 minutes of footage. So hopefully that'll be easy enough to digest, and there's some interesting stuff about his kit, about things that maybe I overlooked, that we all overlooked. Who even knows, guys? I'm sure none of you overlooked anything, and you know better than I do. So there is just kidding, you don't. So, gosh, the people who do know better than me are my patrons. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for everything, all your support. I couldn't do testing videos like this without you guys. Thank you so much. And if you want to support this channel for free, guys, all you gotta do is hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, comment, mount the algorithm, folks. Just pull the trigger. It's a good time. The algorithm adheres to the rule of two. I've heard that that's the case. So real quick, let's actually go to the footage. We'll look at footage for a minute at least. And I want to show you guys, so one of the things that everyone's been saying, hey, we got to use Lord Vader with Bane. Does it work? Does it work? I have him at Relic 8 for most of this video, and then at some point I did get him up to Relic 9 for science purposes. And anyways, so Lord Vader with Leia. Let's take a look, shall we? Or again, with Lord Vader with Bane against Leia. And I think the thing that messed with me most here is, okay, so Bane is giving all of these buffs to Lord Vader, of course, and you can watch Lord Vader's ultimate bar just go up real quick. It's pretty fun. I think this is the first time I used Bane at all, other than like at least in arena. And so you can see Lord Vader's ult bar is just going nuts, and I mean, that's great. That's what you want, right? Because Lord Vader has a ramping issue. He's not good at ramping his damage. You can see Darth Bane also just does a lot of damage as well with his big hits. The thing that messes with you most here, you see that little blue triangle above Bane's head? That means that he has lower mastery level. It's because Lord Vader popped his ult and he checked, and there's no dark side Ufus here. There's no Empire units here. What we have is a Sith character, which Lord Vader doesn't care much about Sith, to be honest. Like, he works with them okay. He's like, yeah, I'll let you support me, I guess. But he doesn't really care about how his fellow Sith are doing. He's like, you guys can just take care of yourself. Like, go mount your own damn algorithm. And it's fine, but Bane starts by doing a lot of damage, and by the end of the fight, really the only person doing damage is Lord Vader, which, I mean, is probably a fair response, but I was just kind of disappointed. I was like, oh yeah, like, Bane just kind of gets crappy after a while. Like, he's just, 31k, haha, cool. But I mean, meanwhile, Lord Vader is just popping ult after ult, and of course this is in arena. Who knows how good my opponents' mods are, how good their relative relic levels are. Probably they're comparable-ish, but this fight still goes on for a while, but Lord Vader's popped his ult a bunch of times already, and we only needed Bane, and Bane's been relatively fine. Like, he's not dying, at least, which he dies a lot, actually, guys, because you can only have two characters on the team. There are issues, but I wanted to test the two Galactic Legends. It looks like he does work with Lord Vader just fine. Whether or not you want to do that is up to you, but it does appear to me to be pretty good. One thing that I do like about Bane being with basically with any of these teams is Well, look at that. She even reduced his... He doesn't have any protection left. I like the fact that on a basic, he kills the character so that they can't be revived, which is pretty relevant against a few different Galactic Legends. All right, we won. I just decided not to beat that character. Now, I decided... so, SEE the Eternal Emperor beats a lot of teams as well. We don't need to get into who all he beat. Like, most teams. Not Supreme Leader Kylo. Kylo still... doesn't think he's that neat, but one thing that I will say is like he likes that boost from Bane a lot, and you can see we put the link here on them. He got his ult like so fast, just really crazy fast. Of course, datacrons are probably messing with the overall results as well. I mean, this video is obviously just meant as, at least it's obvious to me, it's meant as just a proof of concept here, folks. Like we're just trying to figure out what all you know, can happen, should happen, etc. And let's see, is this the... Oh, I think this is the one I time out because I didn't target Chrysanthemum, and then we just kind of get stuck. I think he's only Relic 7, but you still get stuck. But SEE the Eternal Emperor does get such a nice little boost from Bane that, you know, he can kind of make a game of it, kind of make a match of it, whatever. And then, yeah, so at some point, I think we start fast forwarding once the Rancor eats Darth Bane, which is another thing that is definitely something you have to look out for. Darth Bane just gets eaten by creatures, and by, you know, Nihilus will kill him, Ahsoka will kill him, whatever. Yeah, okay, hit auto. I don't see it fast forwarding, man. There we go. There you go, buddy. Well done on the fast forwarding front. But yeah, I mean, is the Eternal really great against Jabba? It probably isn't really intended to go against Jabba, but I wanted to see if we could manage it. So I do have one more video footage. I know it's about the most exciting thing you might have looked for, but honestly, like finding functionality of GL versus GL, like SEE the Eternal sometimes could kill the ads for Jabba. You can never actually kill Jabba in any circumstance. And remember, this is all without Bane's Omicrons as well. So I think this is not the best. It's not the most optimized team. I mean, only Relic 7 on Boosh and all of that. I think, I don't even know if they have the best Cron. I think they have the Boosh Cron, but I don't know if they have a good level 6. But what I will say, like, SEE the Eternal got his ult really fast. And eventually Bane dies, but that's not the end. It doesn't spell doom for our heroes. I think one of the reasons is I linked Chrysanthemum. One of the really nice things that you don't always want to take advantage of, but you can choose who you link as long as they're not stealthed, because you can ignore taunt because of Bane, which is a really nice functionality. Now, one thing I do want to point out here too, once Bane dies, what you'll note is, like, while Bane is around, see, SEE the Eternal had speed down, and then he took a turn, and Bane's still alive, so speed down went away, right? And that's cool, that's nice, whatever. Once Bane dies here, he, you can see the debuffs don't go away. Like, if you have Watt and you put the tech onto Watt, or onto, say, the Eternal, then he dispels those debuffs. Like, not the locked ones, I realize, but it does dispel the debuffs. And you can see SEE the Eternal just isn't dispelling them because Bane is gone. And I think in GAC, if you have the Omicron, it probably works that he dispels them while he's gone. But one way or another, guys, it's a little bit sad, because SEE the Eternal just goes into, like, oh, Bane's gone? Okay, I guess I just have some more hit points than usual, which, I mean, is helpful, but like, you kind of need Bane to survive. So real quick, let's actually get into the kit. Just a tiny, whoa, we're in the game. This is madness. Who's this random skeleton guy? Okay, so things I want to point out here, folks. First off, basic. it does a lot of stuff. You know, so it stacks offense temporarily. That's cool enough. And then enemies defeated by this attack can be revived. That's probably the most important thing. The thing I want to point out here, guys, is I overlooked this. I'll admit it. If he's the lead, which we don't always use it, but if he's the lead, he gets all the stuff from the lead, which we're not gonna get into it. But like he gains extra stats and stuff. But then if you do Rule of 2 with his lead, then he also gets all the stuff from Rule of 2. So in essence, it's like getting 2 different leaderships, which is nice. And I'm excited to see what his unique does with his Omicron in GAC. That's probably the thing I'm looking forward to most. That's going to be really nice. But you can use his lead in conjunction with his unique if you want to. You don't have to, obviously, but it's a nice little bonus. You're like, oh, hey, I have a random Sith. He doesn't have a leadership. We can still benefit from it, and you don't have to take all 5 characters on the team to benefit from his leadership. Like I was kind of just picturing like, oh yeah, you always have to take 5 or at least 3 in 3v3 to be able to get his lead, but as long as you're on offense, you don't have to do that. So something to keep in mind. I've been modding him with just basically pure health and defense. Maybe he'll do more damage with less of this, but I did get him. That's not the very best modding, but you know, we're at 269 speed and 140k health. Remember, that's at relic 9, just as a touchstone for you guys. So let's go back to the video footage, because the rest of this video is about why what I'm trying to do in terms of we're trying to use different leads to kill Leia, basically. A couple other GLs as well, but like we're trying to kill Leia, like it's tantalizingly close, but we can't. It's very tough to get to that point. So yeah, this is just a montage of failures, and you can see the characters that weren't there before, and when she does her AoE, she kills them, and they come back. One of them didn't come back because I killed him with my basic, but yeah, it's just a comedy of errors here, folks. Yeah, Lord Vader. So my buddy Solo Base was able to kill a Lord Vader team with Reva. I looked at his modding, I looked at everything, and it, you know, it's about the same as mine, honestly. And I had very different experiences with him. Like he uses Bane with Talon, and then Talon dies, and it just boosts all of those stats, all of the stats from Talon. Like look here, let me just show you real quick. So let's see. Yeah, so when one of them dies, when Bane or the other ally is defeated, the remaining ally gains 5% crit damage, offense, potency plus, an additional 15% of those stats per the defeated character's relic amplifier level. So you get 15% per relic level plus another 5% on top for some reason. So it's not bad at all. And so if you just put Talon in there, it's like, oh, hey, Talon's giving you stats anyways. That's kind of nice. And then you can you can double dip with his leadership and his unique. And in theory, it works. And against, I mean, this is only relic 8 on Vader. And I did basically the same moves as Solo did. I couldn't replicate it. I couldn't kill either of them. And eventually they just kind of grind you down. You can see this is 3.5 minutes in. You kill all the other ads and it's great, but you know, otherwise, yeah. So against Kenobi here, we have Cat just destroying him, and then Silly Turtle's like, dude, I have so much extra health and protection right now, and obviously he's gonna win this, right? Like thank you for your sacrifice, Bane, you piece of crap. And Kenobi's just doesn't care that much. He's not sympathetic. We get our triumphant moment there where Silly Turtle like cuts his nails and stuff, and that's cool. But then eventually you just see him beset on all sides by a couple random Jedi, and they're just gone. So, anyways, more montages of failure, guys. Lots of arena refreshes tonight, but we're going to end on a somewhat positive note, I believe. So yeah, here's Maul lead. This is an idea from Canada Fed. This isn't footage from him. I did this myself, But the idea here, folks, is that Maul gives you stealth, he gives you crit immunity sometimes, he does some cool stuff for you, and his lead is surprisingly good. You can see, I think he's stealthed right now. It looked stealthed, even though I didn't see the little buff over his head. But we had a lot of success by doing a big hit and have just managed to kill 2 of the ads with one of his AoEs, which is probably why I managed to actually get the kill. Or get the win on this. You know, spoiler alert, this does eventually win after I tried probably about 10 other times. So I'm not saying this is consistent at all. What I am saying is, well, you also want to get to the point where you get lucky. You need the RNG for her not to delete your protection. You know, when she does the ambush thing and she hits your team hits him 6 times in a row after he gets ambushed, then all of his protection just goes away forever. And so eventually, I mean, that just didn't happen in this fight. So, and this is only a Relic 7 Leia I'm looking at. So, geez, no, that's such a glorious, resounding victory. But I mean, in theory, I think that it has a lot more legs in GAC because you get all the different boosts from the Omicron. So we have that to look forward to. I wouldn't say. I think the biggest limiting factor here is you have a maximum of 2 characters. You can't add more. It's like under the old thing, it was like, okay, Sith Eternal, sometimes you need a support network. So you get Sith Eternal, and you get Sith Empire Trooper, you get Watt, you get Geobrute Alpha, and okay, sure, let's get Armor, let's get Thrawn, whatever, and you know, you're able to kind of cater to whatever the needs of that Galactic Legend are. Whereas if you want to take Bane with him, that's great, but that's all you get. There's no modifying it. There's just, okay, Bane plus this one guy. And I'm excited to see how Bane does with like Savage and stuff. You know, Savage needs his Omicron and everything, but I do have one last little piece of footage here, guys, that I wanted to show you. And that's just with so against Supreme Leader Kylo, it looks very promising, folks, until you realize that he can siphon away your mastery so that you can't hit. Watch this. This is maybe, I guess we are ending on a downer, folks. This is so tantalizing here, folks. We get real close to taking him out. Come on, Bane, do it. Get him. Yeah, so he's in the red, guys. He's in the red. Wonderful. Let's get him. We have full health. We're doing good. We're gonna destroy this guy. Oh, hey, look at that. He's in the red again. He's even in deeper red now. So let's finish him off. One more hit, right? Miss. Okay. Well, we missed one time. That happens like 2% of the time. Never mind. You can dodge it. What if we try another? Okay. You can dodge. And that's it. So, Don't do it against Supreme Leader Kylo, I guess. I don't really know what the takeaway from that is other than beware. The Kylo just doesn't care. He does that to Luke when you're facing Jedi Luke. He can siphon away his ability to hit. It's a whole mess. Mastery should not be taking away our accuracy, in my opinion. But one way or another, how's your experience been, guys? I'm excited to see what's going to happen in GAC. Come watch me on Twitch. You can find a link to that in the video description, and we'll find out how Bane does on this account and on my alternate account. I have him on both, and I just unlocked Sith Eternal Emperor with the ultimate on that account as well. So excited to see where that goes. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Zareth prevails, and Bane does not always. He looks promising in GAC, though. I don't know what we're going to do about him in TW and stuff. We'll see.